I used to work in a locked juvenile detention facility with kids. It was such a frustration for me because over time I would just see them, I would talk to them and say, you know, Clark, you're going to get released, and what are you going to do different? And, you know, you're going to change your life and not come back here. And we'd get all excited, and then 3 months later he'd be right back, only be a little more angry and a little more sullen and a little more hard to reach. And you know, I kept thinking, what would it take?
Hi, I'm Bob Knekel, President and Executive Director of the Collectors Foundation. Join me in Fort Collins, Colorado to see collector car enthusiasts working with young people to make a difference in their lives and the future of the hobby.
Our first project is one that's ridiculous in its own way. It's got a robot head on it, and it's pretty silly. And we're starting with this old fire truck, and we're making a car hauler out of it, but we call it affectionately Sluggo. This first iteration of this project is going to get the kids into calibrating from scratch a simple computer that's going to control our spark and control our fuel. What I'd like to see for Phoenix Garage is that we get a group of projects that sort of one class of kids could go through, but also when we get larger is that we would have 3 classes going through 3 projects going along, although there'll be a lot of logistics to support that.
Yeah, I think that Steve's done a lot of groundwork here, a lot of legwork to rally people in support of this.
The work I did with my thesis was based around the question of if someone gives up on using education and accomplishing things educationally and moving forward in their life, if they believe fundamentally that they can't be effective in school, they can't learn more things, they can't be competitive, it puts them on this downward spiral to where they don't go to college, they typically don't get good jobs, they're underemployed. You know, worst case, they end up in prison.
A vast reservoir of students who have a natural interest in automotive technology or cars. There are a lot of kids that I work with who love this stuff, and I can use their interest as a hook to leverage real powerful education.
This is a niche, this is a catch, maybe this is a hook, to maybe hold on to some kids that, maybe get discouraged with school, that we might lose.
So when we talk about Phoenix Garage, I can talk for 45 minutes non-stop without breathing because I'm so excited and hopeful for this program.
My studies and other people's studies have said that if they did several projects like this, 2 to 2.5 years is the basic idea. Fundamentally, they would have so much time under their belt, working with other people, being successful, being challenged. Fundamentally, it alters their view of the world and what's possible and what their capabilities are.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people that I was able to work with, and plus it's a blast. There's nothing else either one of us would rather do. So.
Oh yeah. I started sweeping floors in a collision shop when I was 9, and painted my first car when I was 11 and just kept going. Then I went to WildTech. I was a big collision painter for like 5 years. Painted 5, 6, 8 cars a day, and was doing hot rod stuff on the side.
You know, I mentioned before that I dink around with metal, and these guys like metal form. It's something completely different, but it's fascinating. What I'd like to see after the kids doing several projects is that they'd want to go get more education, that they would love the hobby, and that they would have seen a lot of different parts of, technology or upholstery or paint or fabrication that would spark their interest and their excitement.
To me, it seems like a real logical fit for those kids. In his program, he's not only giving them that experience in kind of a unique kind of vocational thing, but he's also supporting the educational kinds of things that we do here as well.
Yeah. And I really feel it could offer our students an opportunity that is missed, and it's a need that is waiting to be filled. And I can't wait to plug some kids into the program.
The Collectors Foundation. Preserve the past. Build the future.